Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Mylo's Mansion. We're back once again, this time with Wedamnz.
What's up?
What's up? How's life?
Good, man. Really good. Can't complain, really. Really cool summer I had. And yeah, things are going well. Nothing to complain, actually. So
Sick. Nice. Good to hear. Always good to hear when people are doing good things.
definitely.
So, what we always do, people that listen regularly might know, we have a couple subjects going on here. And yeah, we'll just move along and have a little chat.
Cool.
Let's jump in. Mashups. You're the known mashup king.
True.
How did this happen? Like, how did you start this? Like,
Well, it goes back, I think, about 6-7 years ago when I first attended at a concert of Hartwell at the Ziggo Dome. I remember going there with one of my friends, and what he did there with that show, with the mashups he made, it just blew me away. I think I had like almost 3 days of like thinking back on those moments, and then I started recreating those mashups of Hartwell just to use in my own sets. And after a week, I thought, okay, maybe I need to make my own mashups. I need to give like my own flavor to it.
yeah.
And yeah, I started doing that for 1 or 2 years because I wasn't that good in producing when I was younger. So yeah, I got better in it, and I started to recognize that people really liked it. So at the point I got 10,000 subscribers, I thought, okay, maybe this is something that I need to just keep track on. So I started to do more mashups, and I remember one mashup that really got into the YouTube algorithm, who has like 3 million views right now at this moment. So yeah, it's after 5 or 6 years, it ended up with 100,000 subscribers. So for me, the mashups, for where they brought me, they almost brought my whole career. So I'm really happy that I continued in believing in those mashups.
Yeah, because I can imagine, like, I don't know, like it wasn't like really the way to get into DJing. Like, everyone was always saying, yeah, you need to make your own music.
Yeah,
you
exactly.
need to make your own original stuff. And it's crazy. Like, I think even nowadays, even more than before, like with TikTok and everything.
Yeah, exactly.
It's so easy to get into DJing without actually, now, you know, with mashups and like sick mixes and all that stuff.
I remember like when I was at the Herman Broda Academy, so I studied music for 3 years. People always came up to me like, yo, why don't you produce your own music? But at that moment, I didn't really know what to produce. I was like too repetitive for Future House. I wasn't that melodic in my head. And then Tech House came, and with those mashup, eventually I have like a really cool summer ahead. Yeah. And that's why something that I never expected, because artists are getting booked for their tracks. That's what I thought. Yeah. And yeah, it really brought me far. So I'm really happy that I just stuck on the mashup. Sick.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. I mean, I think that's your mashup. I probably mashed it up again myself. Yeah. I think it's one with Vida La Vida.
Yeah, with
I think it's with
J Hardway.
Yeah. I still play that one, and then I mashed it up with another song.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm still using that one.
Yeah, cool, man.
Cool. Let's jump into the next thing.
Let's go.
Market yourself. How do you market yourself as a young producer or talent? Oof. I think that's always interesting.
I think that's also the success behind the mashups, because when I started on those years, I really wanted to be the best in it. And I think if you're the best in it, people will always come back. And I started getting recognized by the bigger DJs, Nicky Romero. So I remember Julian Jordan playing my mashup, and then it was, I don't know, what was his name again? Let's start with Julian Jordan, and then Nicky Romero came, and then La Fuente came, and then all of a sudden I got followed by Diplo. And then I was like, whoa, what? So I remembered waking up and just checking my Instagram posts. And after the second video, I heard like an edit of mine. So I was like, no, this isn't happening. So I jumped out of bed. I was like, what? Diplo's playing my track. So after that, I went to my notifications and then I checked like the whole list. And then I saw like Diplo's following you. And then I got a direct message from Diplo, which he sent me like, yo, bro, send me your mashups. Here's my email. If you need anything, let's go. A-Lock, the same thing. Afrojack. So I just, for at a point, I just thought like, okay, I really need to continue because the network I'm building right now is like the most important thing. What I'm always thinking, because whether you're a DJ or a producer, it's all about network in this industry. You can have like you can make the best song ever and you can have like 1 million streams a month, but in the end, it's really about who you know, how you present yourself, and how you market yourself. And I think content is really a good way of just showing who you are. And that really helped me. So on Instagram, I'm really just pushing everything. I'm trying to do TikTok, but I don't know. The speed of TikTok is it's
insane.
It's insane, man.
It's like, I don't know. I feel like a fucking old guy whenever I'm on TikTok. Like, honestly, I don't really get it that much. I know it's important, and I try to put stuff up there, but it's just like it's. I don't know. I don't really get it yet.
No, me the same. But it's like I have like a feeling that I need to post about like 3 or 4 times a week, and I also need to do that on Instagram. But I can't even make it happen on Instagram because I got too many things in my head. So it is important, and I think I will find my way, but it's hard, man. It's really hard to keep up.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's really smart to like think about it as like with all those guys reaching out to you, to maybe like as a young producer think about like a lot of people are like sending like demos and I get like 1 million demos all the time.
Yeah.
And like you get like half a song and they're like, yeah, do you want to collab? And like it's sometimes it happens that there's something that's like very cool, but like I think it's important to think like you really, if you want to reach out to people, you really have to, you know, offer them something. For instance, the mashups, it's like so sick for DJs to have something cool to play live, something they can actually use. Like sometimes it's way easier to just get in touch with people with something that's like they can actually use and do something with than sending like a half-ass demo and like I don't know, it's hard. I think you always have to try to think for yourself like what can this bring me, and like how can I cater to people, and like how can I actually give them something they can use instead of just like firing off demos to everyone. And that's what I see. Like, I don't know if it's the same for you, but I remember myself like listening to Hardwell on the radio shows. I can't even keep up with the music that's being released on Spotify, on SoundCloud. The amount of demos you get, it's so much. And that's also a reason why I started doing like the edits and the different things, just to make sure that I put my sound out, but it is playable for other DJs. Yeah, exactly.
And maybe people that send demos, just make sure you mash it up, and then it would be easier for us to play, or even for you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like honestly, whenever I make an idea for a collab for someone, a lot of times what I do as well is like mash it up with one of their like older original songs. So like for instance, I think this was the same with Burnout as well. Like when we did Burnout, the first demo, I'm not sure what song it was again, but I think I mashed it up with like one of Martin's older songs.
Yeah.
And it immediately, for him, it's also immediately way more interesting to play it live instead of just having just a song without a vocal or just something that's like unknown. Because like live, people just want to, especially nowadays, really just want to hear obviously new stuff, but also like mixed up with something that's familiar to them.
Yeah.
Like whenever you have a sick mashup, it just works.
Yeah. The thing that bothers me though is that I was playing in Germany last week. It's also scary. That's what I think is a bit scary about TikTok, and what I see in the whole industry is like, if you play like an unreleased track, at least that's what I see. People don't even care. People just need to know, have something recognizable.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they will not enjoy it.
No.
And that's what scares me a bit. Like, people are just not. I'm not saying it's with everyone, but most of the time, also with the influence of TikTok, it always needs to be like "Sweet Dreams" or like the most familiar songs. You know, I'm like, yo, be open for new stuff.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I mean, I get that. Like, I struggle with that a lot. It's like nowadays when I play an unreleased song, I always try to play it in a mashup. To be honest.
exactly.
Because otherwise, it's just like people are like looking at you like,
yeah, what are you doing?
What are you doing?
yeah, exactly. That's crazy.
It's so weird. Yeah, I do miss, and I think still for like some festivals like Ultra, Tomorrowland, people are sort of still interested.
Yeah,
because
definitely.
that's like the place you do like unreleased stuff. But I don't know. It's like, yeah, it's hard sometimes to play unreleased stuff and put new stuff out there. Definitely. I guess it makes me a little bit insecure, to be honest. Like, to play unreleased stuff, but whatever.
Yeah,
we'll make it work. But luckily, still Ultra, like those festivals, people still sit down for the live stream to actually hear new stuff and experience new stuff.
Yeah.
So please, guys, give us some motivation.
Be open for new
stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
Cool. Let's dive in. DJ and radio support. How important is that still nowadays? I think for you, very important. I think that's.
Yeah, it is because I'm doing like the mashups kind of thing. The reason that Slam really reached out to me is because they said like, yo, bro, it's almost every week we see your name in the track list.
Yeah.
That the DJs like give to the stations. But I think it's important, but it's also you can really see that streaming is taking over.
Yeah,
so
sure.
I would say it's both sides, but I was in Curacao 1.5 weeks ago, and in other countries radio is more bigger than streaming is. So like in some countries you don't even have Spotify. So I would say it's like it's 50-50, but it's really important, definitely.
Yeah.
But yeah, the commercial things I'm doing, I think that just works, and for a lot of people it's easy, just take it or just mash it up, and but it's still important, definitely. Yeah, what do you think?
I don't know. I think it's interesting. Like it still really helps to be able to grow quickly. I feel like because it's just like you get taken so much more seriously by like promoters or like that kind of stuff. And if you can tell them like, Radio 538 or whatever, Sirius XM has been supporting my songs for the last year. This song has been in like A playlist or B playlist on the radio. It's still something people take like so seriously.
Yeah.
That it really helps you to make a name for yourself and people take you a lot more seriously. But also it's just like, it's also a bit unrealistic to really have that as one of your main goals, because like there's like maybe a radio station probably plays like, what is it, 40 to 50 songs a day.
Yeah.
Like they repeat that all the time. So like you're basically competing with Justin Bieber, Lady Gaga, whatever,
exactly.
all those names. So I mean, obviously it's super cool to still be on the radio, but like that's names you're competing with. And I think with like Spotify and streaming, it's way more about you. Like you can really build your own fan base, really have people that love what you do, and more focus on yourself instead of just like getting in between those names. So yeah, it's what you say, it's 50-50 basically. But I think it's becoming less and less important.
Yeah, I think like a perfect example is like Dutch rapper Boef, for example. You can imagine like he didn't have any radio support ever from the start of his career. Look where he is right now. I think he's one of the most successful rappers in Holland.
Yeah, for sure.
So I think that proves like a lot. If you really want something and you're just confident in your own profile with Spotify, you don't need radio, really. No. You don't. Because if you have like that own movement, your own fan base, you will sell out, definitely.
Yeah, exactly. I think DJ support though more important even than radio. Actual DJs playing out your stuff live, because I don't know, it's just there's no connection that can beat live shows. Like whenever a DJ plays, even for myself still, when a DJ plays a song and I'm like, whoa, what's this song? Like, this is so sick. And you're there. Sometimes I'm still there with Shazam on my phone trying to figure out what the DJ's playing. Like, that feeling is still priceless, I think.
Yeah, definitely. 100% agree.
Cool, let's move on.
Let's go.
We had that one. Oh, wait, it's the last one. Coming years, what do we expect that the music industry will do? What I feel tech house has been the hype, right? Still is, I think. What do we feel is big room coming back?
It's hard, I think, because I get like a lot of inspiration from going to events. So I really love to go to festivals and everything. So I really do that a lot still. I think techno, what you see right now, like the future kind of rave kind of thing.
Yeah.
I think it's techno and tech house. And I always say you have like 3 levels of tech house. You got like the EDM tech house. Then you got the Jamie Jones tech house. And then you really got the minimal kind of...
Yeah.
I think for EDM, it might go back to like the big room kind of thing. I think Hardware or Maddox are like the perfect example for that.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, a lot of techno influence.
Yeah, definitely.
Like
and
with the heavy kicks and stuff.
And techno was pretty underground for 3-4 years ago, but I've seen like also here in the Netherlands, all the events, it's like getting so commercial.
Yeah.
But it's also funny to see because a lot of genres are getting combined right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's interesting to see. I think it's going to be techno and tech house and really going back to the old school house.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny, like, because all the people that used, like, when I started going out, all the people that went to all the techno and tech house stuff, they really went there because they wanted to be underground and didn't want to go to the commercial stuff. And now that is becoming the commercial stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like funny, like, I don't know. It's an interesting shift. It's like, I think it's still, I mean, I don't know. I'm not really that much into that stuff, but I feel like that, I don't know if like the people that went there to really be underground, like what are they gonna shift to?
Yeah, exactly.
Is that still gonna be techno? I don't know. It's interesting.
But like, what do you think of like the whole Fred again? Like, what he brought? Like, I'm really like trying to find out what he just produces, but it's like so different.
Yeah.
But what do you think about it? Fred again?
I mean, it's sick. It's sick how it's produced.
Yeah,
it's very sick. It's interesting. Like I don't know. There's nothing else really that I've heard before. No,
exactly. And everything is live. You see those boiler rooms exploding everywhere in the world. I think that's really cool to see, just to give a more intimate experience for like a visitor that's going to a festival. So
for sure,
we just have to see and find out, I guess.
I mean, I'm still a sucker for the old 2012 EDM stuff. Like, I'm still the biggest like old school Swedish house mafia fanboy.
Yeah.
I mean, I just love melodies. You know, that's what it's all about for me, and that's what I'll keep doing probably. I mean, I will obviously experiment and whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's melodies. I'm a sucker for melodies. So, I mean, fingers crossed, people will still keep liking that stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. It's always fun to see what happens, and like what was your go-to old school stuff that you were listening to?
Wow, that's a good question. I think it was when I was back in the days, it was like Afrojack. It was really like the old school dirty house kind of shit.
Yeah.
Oh man, I really love the Annie's theme, for example. That was like the really Dutch dirty Chucky house.
Yeah.
And then it became Hardwell. Yeah, and when Fisher came, I fell in love with Fisher because that was like the whole tech house kind of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, Afrojack. Afrojack was like the starting point for me. I just love what he did. So
Yeah, legend.
yeah,
The Dutch
Tall
Dirty
guy.
House.
Tall
So
guy.
Chucky also sick, by the way. That was like my first thing. The Dirty House, or what was it? Dirty Dutch.
Yeah, Dirty Dutch. Yeah,
The
that's
Dirty
it.
Dutch, the CDs and stuff. I
Yeah.
had all of them. Like his mixes were so sick. Like
Father
DJing.
Gonzalez as well, by
Yeah.
the way. Of course, the mixtapes he did.
Oi,
Yeah, man. Classic.
so classic. Well, I guess we both had our sort of the same childhood heroes. Like Fato Gonzalez was the man.
Yeah, man. I still attend to one of his. I went to Utrecht to Dirty House with James Hype. It's just so fun to see. He's
Yeah,
like
yeah,
such
yeah.
an old guy, but he still has like the, the old school bass rhythm kind of.
sick, like the UK stuff.
Yeah, man. I think it's cool because nobody does that in the Netherlands. Like nobody brings like that sound. So yeah, really props to him. He's a legend, I think.
And still like that he's like, I mean, there's been so much happening, and he never was the one to get on like at the bandwagon and just like he always stayed
He
sort
always
of
stuck.
true to what he wanted to do, and always thought, well, fuck the rest, I'm just gonna do whatever I want to do.
Yeah,
So yeah, a lot of respect for that.
definitely.
A lot of respect.
Yeah.
Guys, thank you so much for tuning in once again. Thank you, Wedamnz, for coming
No problem.
out.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
See you guys soon.